for eternity or for a time being?
As you please. It's your power, right? Yes. Good afternoon, Vijay.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just had my, let's say, lunch.
Okay. What do you have?
Paratha, parota. Have you heard about it? Or have
Have
you
I heard
ever?
about it? You're asking a Malayali. What's a parota?
So, have you eaten it ever?
Have I eaten it ever? That's kind of like the national food in
Yes,
Kerala.
yes, sir. Right.
Parota beef. That's what we have. It's like the
I always ask such silly questions to the people who belong to southern part of India, just
it's
because
understandable. It's
idli and
understandable.
dosa is the famous food over there. That's the
Yeah, yeah,
reason.
yeah. I understand. So,
Mm,
so what else? What have you been up to?
yes, I think we had almost 15 to 20 sessions, right? So far.
Let me check. Yeah, I think so. So it's like the
Yes.
29th session.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So we haven't yet, talked about the session notes. So I would like
Oh,
to do that.
you wanna try that? Okay.
Hmm.
So have you gone through today's session notes then?
No, 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 actually.
Okay. Okay, we'll try then. So just to get started, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So just to get started, let's start with some vocabulary first.
Okay.
Okay, a couple of idioms and a few words. Right. So what do
Hmm.
you mean by beat the clock? Beat the clock.
Beat the clock.
Mhm.
It's a phrase.
It's an idiom, yes. To beat the clock.
Okay. No, actually, I'm not familiar with this phrase.
So beat the clock means perform a task quickly or within a fixed time limit. Right. So for example,
Okay.
you might say that the deadline was a day away and the team struggled to beat the clock. They're trying hard to meet the
Okay.
deadline. Right? That's beating the clock. Beat the clock.
Right.
Time flies. What do you mean by time flies?
Yes, yes. Time flies means when the time is passing so fast. At
Yes.
that time, we can say that. I can use this particular, let's say, idiom in my, I mean, in my context, like
Hmm.
at the end of this year,
Right.
when my college will organize
Hmm.
send off for us, then at that
Hmm.
time I can use this particular phrase, time flies.
Yes.
it's
Yes.
it's been a
Correct.
couple of years since I've been in this college studying literature,
Hmm.
but time flies.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Right. A few more vocabulary words.
Hmm.
Okay. What do you mean by commercialize? Commercialize.
Commercialized means, suppose you are a classical vocalist and you have learned, let's say, um, suppose you are learned at your guru's place for 4 to 5 years, and now you're good at singing, and you have completed visharad and all. So
Hmm.
at this particular point, you think that, okay, let's start taking classes of
Hmm.
classical Hindustani classical music. So at
Right.
that time you can say that I'm going to commercialize my art. I'm going to commercialize my talent. Am I right?
Okay. Commercialize your talent. Okay. So in that sense, you want to harness your skill and then uh, try to make money out of it. Is in that
Hmm.
sense?
Yes, it's
Yes.
in that sense.
So
Is it
commercialize
right?
means,
Or
yeah, I suppose you do have a plan to commercialize your skill in that sense. Yes. So you want to make a profit out of it. I mean, making it
hmm.
turning it into a profession,
Yes.
right? In that
Hmm.
sense.
Yes, in that
Yeah.
sense.
So commercialize means organize in order to make a profit.
Okay.
Organize in order to make a profit.
Yes.
So monetize. What do you mean by monetize?
Okay. Monetize. Okay. So this particular word is mostly used um, when it comes to YouTube content and all the YouTube
Yes.
channel. So
Right.
when you monetize your channel, you allow Google to show ads um,
Hmm.
during your video. Uh,
Right. Yeah. So basically to make money
Money
from
out of
something,
something. Yes.
right? So to make money from your YouTube videos. Uh, what do you mean by punctual? Punctual.
Punctual means to be on time.
That's right.
Punctual. So I'm very much I'm punctual when it comes to attending college lectures.
That's right.
Is it right?
Yes, correct. That's
Mm,
correct. I'm punctual
okay,
when it
okay.
comes to attending my classes. uh, Prompt. What do you mean by prompt?
Yes, prompt means giving something. Some let's say prompt means I know the sense of this word, but I'm unable to paraphrase it. Just a minute. Prompt means giving a keyword so that uh, triggering something so that the other person will
Uh,
mm,
yeah, it has that
tell
meaning.
me
Apart from that,
uh,
to prompt action. What do you mean by that? Prompt action.
to prompt action. Mm, no, I don't know this sense.
Done quickly and without delay.
Oh,
Right.
okay, okay.
Uh,
Promptly in that sense.
yes, promptly. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Acting quickly or arriving at an arranged time.
okay.
Tardy. What do you mean by tardy? Tardy.
Could you spell it, please?
Tardy.
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 It's a new word to me.
Tardy means slow or late in happening or arriving. Slow or
Okay,
late
okay,
in happening or arriving. Uh,
okay.
Juncture. What do you mean by juncture? Juncture.
Mm, yes, I know this word. I have come across it previously. Juncture. I haven't referred to the dictionary for this word, so I just don't recall the meaning.
Yeah, yeah. We do come across this word quite a lot, right? And then
Mm,
there are it's that kind of word we come across quite a lot, and then we just don't refer the dictionary. We just try to
mm.
figure out the meaning from the context, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah,
Juncture.
juncture is a particular point in time. A particular point in time,
Okay. Mm,
right? So let's see if we can use some of these vocabulary in today's conversation. Uh,
yeah, sure.
so so Vijay, what if you could stop time whenever you wanted to?
Okay. What I will do?
What if you could stop time whenever you wanted to? What would you do? Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so by stopping time, am I supposed to, manipulate my future or correct my past actions? Something like that,
Stopping
or
time.
just stopping the time?
Just stopping time. So everything is motionless. Everything is
Okay.
stuck in time.
Okay. So stopping time is always, used in romantic context. So
Yes.
when a person is with his beloved, so at that time, out of poetic mood, he says that I would like to stop the time here and live with you forever.
Hmm.
So something like that. Yes, so I would like to do the same.
Okay.
Hmm.
I
If
see.
I'm with my beloved.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So how often would you use this power?
How often?
Would you use this power?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
How often would you use this power? This power to stop time?
Okay. Suppose mm, I have the power to stop the time, then what I will do
Hmm.
with
How
that
often
part
would
of
you
time?
how often would you use it? How often would you stop time then?
Okay. Got it. So just like I said, whenever I'm, but I think if you stop the time, then am I supposed to stop it for eternity or for a time being?
As you please, it's your power, right?
Right. So this sense, I mean, this notion is very interesting because once you stop the time, okay, so how can you have the sense of passing time?
Yeah. Hmm.
Quite complicated,
Hmm.
quite complicated, notion.
It's a bit paradoxical,
Paradoxical.
right?
Yes,
On the one
exactly.
hand, you're moving. On the one hand, only you're the one moving. But then again, around you, everything is motionless, right?
I
But then,
haven't understood. Yes, I haven't understood the
yes,
concept of time yet because I was reading about
right.
Stephen Hawking's book, A Brief History of Time,
Hmm.
and I read it, but actually I should read it again. I should reread it just because
Hmm.
when I read it, I had just started university, so
Hmm.
and being an art student, my understanding of scientific terminologies was not that much good. So as
Hmm.
a result, I had not understood the concepts explained in that book uh,
Right.
well. So that's the reason I will reread it. So I was watching one video of Sadhguru. You might have watched
Hmm.
his videos as well.
Yeah. No, I haven't watched his videos, but I know who is. Yeah.
Yes. So I think he is also from literature background. He had also
Really.
done his bachelor in English literature.
Hmm.
He was telling, he was explaining that the concept time doesn't exist. He was saying something like that. So he said
Hmm.
the right word for time, that is in Sanskrit language, is kali. Kali means nothing. So
Hmm.
even I also feel sometimes that whenever we talk about time, we consider it with respect to the time of our clock,
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
and uh, for that we refer to the motion of Earth, the motion of am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
The motion of the planets, the motion of the Earth. Hmm.
Day and night. So we have to refer to these things. But
Right.
remove, if you don't think about this notion, if you don't have the clock,
Hmm.
so how can you tell that this is a second, this is a minute? So a minute has passed, an hour has passed. So
Hmm.
referring to clock, you cannot, I mean, decide that. And
Maybe.
yes, who decided that uh, tuck, 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 this is called seconds? Okay, so we have created, I mean, everything. Again, comes the theory of Saussure. You might have heard about it.
So
Saussure.
sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Ferdinand So sure.
Swiss. Yes. Swiss linguist. So he
Yes.
again says that, I mean, his theories had,
Sign.
yes, his theories had, even shaken the discipline of science as well,
Hmm.
because everything that we pursue uh,
Right.
through through the language is determined by us.
Hmm.
So that's the reason, I mean, all the scientific concepts, terminologies, we say that these are the scientific truths. So truth is again, I mean, there is no absolute truth, something like that.
Hmm. That's
Mm.
kind of like the postmodernist conclusion, right?
Hmm.
Uh, that everything that meta narratives are false, right? That's what postmodernism propounds, right? I think that's what it stands for, postmodernism.
Right, right. So actually, I
Yes.
was wondering, I mean, I was trying to read and understand the concept of relativity,
Hmm.
Einstein's concept of relativity. As you're from science background and you have studied mathematics, so you must have studied it during your graduation while you were
Right.
pursuing your graduation. So,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
I mean, so what is it about?
Theory of relativity.
Yes,
So
yes.
theory of relativity states that, well, I mean, I can't really give a definition of it, but I'll give you some basic ideas about
Mm-hmm.
what are the implications of relativity. So, one main implication of relativity is that time is not absolute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time depends on the state of motion of the observer as well as the observed, whatever you're observing, right? And so it depends on the frame of reference, right? What are called
Mm-hmm.
frames of reference. So it really matters whether you're at rest or in motion relative to something else.
Yes, yes.
So if you are in motion, right, what happens is that your time might be slow relative to another observer, right?
Exactly.
And you feel the same about the other observer as well. Yeah,
Mm.
to you, their time is slower than yours, right? Because they are in motion relative to you,
Oh,
right? So yeah, that's what earlier we used to think that time is absolutely the same,